Hello everyone, welcome in. In my last video, I commented on a civil lawsuit being brought between two YouTubers because one of the parties involved is facing serious felony charges, including a child. It is important to mention the public allegations in regard to the civil lawsuit, as it has a direct reason as to why many people remove themselves from the team of the accused party. The responses on that video were quite interesting. Most of my content deals with ongoing legal cases or the evidence involved in cases. Because of the nature of my interests that I care to share as a content creator, I am very cautious as to what I do share publicly. I try my best to clarify my opinion as opposed to facts, and I am one very small speck on the overall genre of sharing public information in ongoing legal cases. With that being said, I have never seen a response quite like the comments I received on my video. I do believe that those who were seemingly offended or asked me to not speak on such subjects did not watch the video in its entirety, as it is a 34-minute video with an average view duration of about 3 or 4 minutes. To me, that seems as though most people tuned out and made their comments as soon as I made the disclaimer early in the video that I am not a fan of Jared Leisek, but would indeed remain unbiased in my coverage of the lawsuit. So let's get started with the first question posed to me. So the main question is, do we know that Jared wrote these emails? In my opinion, these emails were more than likely written by Jared. The email contains personal information and recalls conversations only he and the alleged victim would have had. Why do people want to cast doubt on the legitimacy of Jared writing these emails? I cannot be so sure. My only guess is because they are not a great defense for Jared. They do cause his legal situation to hang on an affirmative defense, causing doubt as to the exact details of the sexual assault rather than if it actually happened or not, and the hopeful reinstatement of the statute of limitations in his case. You can pause to read the parts of this email I found to have possible admissions that would, in my opinion, likely sway a jury to believe something did indeed happen. To what extent would be in question from there. The last piece of evidence I have to attempt to prove Jared did indeed write these emails is this video. Not only does this video confirm the emails are from Jared, according to this creator, I have searched for a statement from Jared stating that the emails are fabricated, and I have yet to find any statement denying that these emails did indeed come from Jared. So without further ado, let's see what Jared has allegedly said about these emails.
Some people have made comments already at the beginning of the live saying that there isn't proof.
Here's the thing. The proof thing is where I'm like, the emails, that's all the proof I needed to be, convinced that this is not fabricated. And on top of that, somebody also said, well, these emails could be fabricated. Somebody could have wrote these. Jared couldn't have, he didn't write these, stuff like that. But Jared has already said that his official statement is the emails back and forth between him and his cousin. I got that text from him because I reached out to him and I was like, hey, I heard about what's going on. I want you to know, because this is before I knew anything and I thought he was my friend. So I sent him a text. I was like, hey, I heard what's going on, dude. I got your back if you need anything. That was me, my first reaction, because I thought maybe I had a friend getting railroaded. But that's me jumping the gun too fast before I knew what the hell was going on. And that was dumb on my part. But he did write back, very generic message saying, my official statement is what I wrote back and forth to my cousin. That's public on Reddit. So anybody could read these.
So, I do hope that this clarifies my position as to why I do indeed believe these emails are genuinely from Jared to the alleged victim in this case. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, the response was indeed quite interesting. On my first time speaking about any of the people involved in this or anything having to do with Adventures of Purpose or Jared Leisek, however it's said, or Josh Cantu, some of the comments even seemed to maybe indicate that they would like me to be silenced, not talk about anything, when all I do is present facts, tell you my opinion, and tell you that you are able to make up your own mind as to what's going on in these situations. It's quite interesting to me to see who and what wants information silenced. No matter what case it is that I am talking about, it does seem that there is always someone who doesn't want the truth to get out. One thing people will learn about me is I will constantly try to find the truth in the matter and present it to everyone fairly, and then reserve my opinion. So for right now, my opinion is indeed that I do think these emails came from Jared. Further than that, because of these emails, it's also my opinion that it's not a question of if something occurred, it is to what extent did it occur, and will the jury believe the witness statements, since that will technically be the main form of evidence that the criminal charges in the case against Jared Leisek hang on. Obviously, it's about 30 years old. It is being brought because there is no longer a statute of limitations in that state, and there's not going to be a whole lot of other forms of evidence that you may typically see in cases with these kind of charges, like DNA, photos of wounds or bruises or anything like that. That's not going to be available because it was so long ago, and that is why I say that this case does definitely hang on witness testimony. So it will come down to who does the jury believe more, because again, in my opinion, these emails definitely indicate that something happened. To what extent and what exactly happened will be decided in court, right? So with that said, I do plan on continuing to follow definitely the copyright case. I have a video in the pipeline because I have found my first hopeful defense for Josh Cantu. It is believed to be behind the scenes footage, and I'm going to be speaking on that and how that could ultimately, hopefully, have some impact on this copyright claim that is being brought against him. As far as the criminal charges against Jared Leisek, there will be a public pretrial hearing coming up here in the next month or so in regards to these criminal charges. So for those who, if I may assume, are not happy with people speaking on Jared Leisek's criminal charges or any kind of negative news possibly regarding Jared Leisek, I would say that it is public information. It is going to be streamed, and it's probably only going to pick up traction and attention from here the more serious and longer it goes. I understand not wanting to see people talk badly about someone that you respect or care about. I will try to refrain from talking negatively about Jared Leisek, but facts are facts, and we cannot shy away from facts, because ultimately, the more you're in denial about certain facts, the harder it will be to take should any kind of harsh judgments come down on Jared Leisek. And again, I'm just assuming that that is the people who were upset and not wanting me to speak on these topics. It seemed to have a pro Jared, possibly fuel to that fire. I don't know, but that's kind of what it seemed like. So again, I'm not trying to disparage or hate on someone that you care about or like as a content creator. My only goal is to shed light on facts and dispel myths in cases that I find interesting and care about. So with that being said, I do have a couple videos in the pipeline, one about the behind the scenes issue as to the copyright footage in the civil lawsuit against Josh Cantu by Jared Leisek, and a possible reaction video to a video about the preliminary hearing in Jared Leisek's case, because I do feel I can offer possibly a little bit of a different perspective on it. So with that being said, thank you so much for making it this far in this video. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And I do genuinely enjoy the conversation. If you're interested in following this case or cases like the Alexi Treviso case to trial, please subscribe, as I'll be covering them all along the way with a legal focus. It's your girl Friday. I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.